Alright guys, welcome back to Space Engineers, and today we're going to be doing a lot of stuff. So first off, I think we're going to be building a welding ship so that we can do our entire base layout. But I would like to mention, off camera, I did a few things. First off, I did a lot of mining and I went searching for platinum. I wasn't able to find any, but we found a few more resource deposits like some silicon. I also added these modules. I added 2 power efficiency and 2 faster speed modules on each one of these. Just because I put the power efficiency so that we didn't burn through our uranium super quickly, and speed because it takes forever to refine anything. But we will probably be upgrading our production in the near future. So let's jump straight into this episode. So before we can start working on our base, I want to build up a welding ship. Now, a welding ship is important because it can hold a lot of materials. And alright, that's on. It can hold a lot of materials, and it can weld faster than you can even with the highest tier of tools. So I think we're going to have 2 large cargo containers on this because we need a lot of space for all the materials we're going to have on this. So just like that. Sadly, it's at an angle, so that's a bit annoying. But then we can put our cockpit on like this. And then we can switch that out for conveyors. Small conveyors. And where do we want to connect these? They got to be connected around this area, so I'll probably put these in later then. I'm also going to put an O2 H2O generator on. That's kind of why I wanted to find the platinum, because then we could have just simply used ion thrusters, which only consume power to run, but I wasn't able to find any. So now that we have that on, actually no. I think we'll place the hydrogen tank on first, then the O2 H2O generator, something like that. Guess that's fine, yeah. Alright, and then we'll probably have our welders doing something like this. And then batteries just to power the welders. You can go kind of like this. I think that'll be fine. And yeah, this is kind of the basics of our ship. I might armor it up a little bit, but we still need thrusters. But I think I'm going to weld all this up, and then I will be back so that we can finish up this ship. So I'll see you in a little bit. Alright guys, I've just finished up welding and finishing up our ship. So all I've done, other than fixing up the original design, is I've hooked up everything. And I've also changed the cockpit and moved it up to here because the welders require a large cargo port instead of a small cargo port. I just completely forgot. So do this instead of putting it on the front. And then I added a few turning thrusters and such. I've also just put around 906 steel plates into this, so now we can check out how well this works after we destroy the landing gear. Oh, not like that. Come on, there we go. So I think first off we're just gonna weld up. Ooh, did I put a gyro on this? I don't think I put a gyro on this. Alright. First, we'll put a gyro on this to make sure it can actually, fly. Flying is good. There we go. It doesn't really matter where it goes. It can go there, sure. Alright. So now we have a gyro. We're going to test out how well this works. There we go. So we can hit G to go into our block menu. We can go to welder to toggle block on and off. You can also go to block tools and use it from there. the various block tools, but I usually just use on and off so that I don't have to hold it down the entire time. So if we angle ourselves and hit 1, the welder should be on now, and you can watch it weld. So it can weld. I think if you get it perfectly correct, you can get a 9x9 in. Usually you get a 4x4, but yeah, you can just kind of do this type of pattern. There we go. And then we can angle ourselves up like this. And if we can get in the center, there we go. And then we can just keep doing this, and then we can go in a sort of, I guess, grid-like pattern. You can slowly move to the left, slowly welding. So I'm just going to do this for a while until we finish up our base starting platform, and then we can start designing the rest of our base. So I hope you guys enjoy. Alright guys, now that we have our base platform all finished now, we can start working on the rest of our base so that we can make it airtight. So for that, we're going to need the window block, because I think we're going to put a sunroof on in it, because I like sunroofs. There we go, windows. Okay, we just need interior walls. So I'll probably do that off camera, but I guess we can start with base design. Alright guys, a little bit of an update on our base. We've just finished all of the steel blocks in place and it's starting to come together. But right now I'm going to go off and mine some silicon so that we can get all of this bulletproof glass, because a lot of it is required for these windows. So yeah, probably a little bit more work, and then I will be back after I do all that to do a few airlock things with sensors. But I will go off and do that now, and I'll be back. Alright guys, it's been a little bit of time, well actually a decent amount of time since our last clip. As you can see, I've started to work on finishing up the windows, but while we were waiting for our silicon to finish processing so that I can build the rest of these windows, I thought we would do some stuff with sensors. So before you can do anything with sensors, or at least anything practical, you're going to need an antenna, and you're also going to need to go to hit I, go to info, and hit show sensors field of range, or field range. So what that means is that if we come down here, we do this, and when you place the sensor, make sure that the white bar is facing the bottom, or wherever you are in reference to it. So, and then if we go into here, and then we hit, where is it? Show on HUD. As you can see, it'll show us its range of where it detects us. So if we walk in, turns green. So then, again, I'm just doing this sensor so that we can have a functional airlock. We're also going to have a keypad in here, probably right here, that'll depressurize the room whenever we hit a button so that we can save oxygen. We'll go into more of that a little bit later. So if we go into here, these are the extents, so how far it goes. So as you can see, the top is past that conveyor. So if we go into here and we go top extent, let's bring it down. As you can see, it brings it down. So now I think we're going to shrink the left and right extent by quite a bit. So about that much. I'll shrink it both to 1.1. There we go. So now we have a pretty long tunnel. And as you can see, it requires input, and when you when you make it smaller, it consumes less power. So if we go front extent, I don't think it needs to be that long, and back extent, maybe the back extent can be a little bit longer. Something like that. Yep, that should be fine. Alright. Now, as far as that out, yeah, that should be fine. Then after you set all your parameters, you can also go down here and be like, I don't want a proximity alert sound when it happens. You can also do all this. If you're on a server, I recommend keeping detect friendly on, but otherwise I think you're kind of fine. But now that we've done all of that, we can go to setup actions, and I've renamed the door in front of us, or underneath the sensor, to front door. So what we can do is we can right click, we can go to open, which this is if it detects us, and then closed, and the second tab is if it does not detect us. So right now we're in it, so it's open. Right now we are not in it, so it's not open. So this makes it really easy, so you can just do that. Alright, it's closed. We can hit our button. It depressurizes the room or repressurizes it, depending on how you set it up. And then we're going to set up another sensor on the other door. 30. Oh yeah, that was from building that antenna. Put that back. There we go. So now on the other door, outside, we can put another sensor like that. You can weld it up. Come on. You can weld this up, and we can do the same thing here. We simply go to show on HUD, small on the left extent, and the right extent. Come on, there we go. Bottom extent doesn't need to be that low. I mean, ideally, we want it about here. It can go lower. But we're just doing this so that we have a functional airlock. Top extent, to be honest, that's kind of fine. Back extent, I don't want it that far back. And about that far forward. Yeah, that should be fine. Let's set this to only me. Set up actions. Then we can go to this sliding door. Open, closed. There we go. So as you can see right now at the Texas, I'm just trying to get onto the platform so that we can walk. There we go. As you can see, it's a bit uneven terrain, so it'll be a bit wonky. But there we go. It's closed. We can now, if we want to, hit our button, and we can walk out like that. So that's kind of the basics of sensors. And then, again, if you just want to get rid of the sensors after you finish dealing with it, you just hit that, and boom. It's all gone, and you are all good. So I think now, finally, this will be the last cut of the video. I'll come back once all of our windows are built up, and we'll be able to do a full showcase of the base. Okay guys, we've just finished up the base, and it's looking pretty nice from the outside. You can see all the glass. I'm glad I added the glass because it looks even better from the inside. If we go down here. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Like that. You can see everything. I especially like the view of the planet, even if it's a bit glary. But you might also notice this contraption over here. So while I was waiting for the rest of our bulletproof glass to finish up so that I could finish off the windows, I decided that we should I should start setting up some of the pressurization stuff. And I kind of got caught up because I've got the ice in here, and there's only 2 more tubes to weld up before we can actually start pressurizing this entire room, so we don't have to wear a helmet all the time. So if we just weld up these 2 like this. I swore I got components for 2, but okay. There we go. Alright. Now this O2 H2O generator should, yep, they're blowing out air. And if we look in this, it says room pressure, and it's slowly pressurizing. And if you look in the bottom right, it says O2 low and cold. But as the pressure rises, right now we're almost at 50%. But as the pressure rises, you'll see that we are able to take our helmet off and have fun like that. But another thing to mention is that if we come in here, this one has already pressurized this whole room. But what we want to do is add a panel, a button panel. Alright, if we go back through here, grab the components needed for that. That's just middle click. If you're interested, hold the block up, and it does it for you. There we go. Alright, we can now weld this. And I'm going to rename this just so that it makes a little bit more sense. So this is Airlock vent. Okay, let me back onto the ground, please. We're also probably going to be getting a gravity generator soon because it's kind of rough doing stuff like that. So now if we go to airlock vent, we can drag it down here, depressurize on off, and then if we want to leave, we can just go, and it should start depressurizing the room. Room pressure. Why are you not depressurizing? Excuse me. I don't know. Oh, I know why. It's actually pretty simple why. We need a oxygen storage tank so that it has somewhere to put the oxygen that it put out. So that's a lot of components. I don't know if I want to put it there. We can put it here. Yeah, that should be fine. So then we can just weld this up, and then hopefully that should allow for our system to work. There we go. Oxygen. Now if we come in here and hit this button, it's depressurizing. I think it's already done. Did you depressurize the room already? Yep, room pressure depressurized. Then we can go out. We lose no oxygen. Then we can come back in. The door closes. It pressurizes it. We can come into here. And there we go. We now have a fully functional airlock. You can probably also do something like with multiple sensors and timer blocks and stuff like that, but I think this is probably the simplest way to build an airlock. And it's pretty fast too. Like, it's already done, so we can just leave. And there we go. Alright guys, I think this is probably going to be the end of the episode. We've done quite a few things. We've messed around with sensors. We've built up this entire pretty large base. And we built a welding ship, which is quite a lot for one episode. But I think with all that said, if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe and share. And if you have any questions on anything pertaining to space engineers, leave it in the comments down below. I respond to most comments. And I think that's it. So have a great day, and goodbye.